Hi Blues, this is Saumit Talks Chelsea and welcome back to another video on my channel. I saw that the last video that I posted was really well received. It was the first video on my channel and I'm really grateful for all the views and likes that it got. And I hope that you will continue to show the same love and support for all of my future uploads. But anyway, let's move on to today's video. Today's video is special because it's the first video in the Transfer Talk series where we'll be discussing about all players who have been linked with Chelsea. So without much further ado, let's get started. So, guys, the first bit of news that I'll be bringing to you today is regarding a player with whom all Chelsea fans are really well versed with. This player had her deal agreed with us last summer, but the deal completely fell through at the end moment because his parent club decided to increase the terms which are being decided. So, before I give my opinion on this transfer, I would like to jump to Twitter and show you some of the tweets by my trusted Chelsea sources, which confirm our interest in this player this summer. So, let's go. So, Blues, let's read through some of the news regarding Jules Kounde. The account that we'll be referring to would be from CFC Pies. The guy goes by his name as Pies, and I would consider him to be a tier 1 source for all Chelsea news and transfer rumors. This guy is really reliable, and he only put those news and articles which are from trusted sources. So, let's read what he has to say. Sevilla will not accept anything less than £55 million. This is the price tag to open negotiations. Chelsea's first bid would be launched soon. This is being reported by Fabrizio Romano, the Here We Go guy. So we are sure this particular news is definitely true. If we move a bit on top, we can see that Chelsea are hopeful a bid of 42 million with add-ons will be enough to secure Jules Kounde. The club are expected to move quickly on Kounde after the takeover is announced, and Sevilla have privately acknowledged it will be virtually impossible to keep Kounde after denying him a move 12 months ago. And let's keep reading on top. Yeah, so Chelsea are offering Kounde a 4-year deal and hope to wrap up the move this week in London between Chelsea, Sevilla, and his representatives. And Jules Kounde has rejected a German club and another Premier League club in favor of move to Chelsea. So, guys, as we saw from the tweets, the estimated rumored fee that Sevilla are demanding for Jules Kounde is £55 million. Chelsea are hopeful that a fee in the region of £42 million plus an additional player performance bonus would be enough to seal this deal. I definitely think that Chelsea's first offer is a bit low, but if they increase their offer to 45 plus the additional bonus, they will be able to secure Jules Kounde. And we should not forget that Kounde was actually spotted in London the past week. I mean, it's definitely possible that he would be here on his vacation, but it's kind of suspicious, right? He's in the same city of the club where he's going to sign. So I definitely think there is something more to it. And I think he and his agent are trying as hard as possible from their end to seal the deal. Do I think Kounde would be a right replacement or a right fit in my Chelsea squad? I definitely think so. With the futures of many players uncertain, Christensen, who is going to Barcelona, Rudiger, who has sealed his transfer to Real Madrid, Alonso, who is looking to move out, and the future of Aspilicueta also uncertain. I think Kounde would fit right into the right centre back or the right wing back position at Chelsea. I have seen few fans being concerned about his height. I don't think it's a very big issue. We have seen that Thiago Silva, who has a height of 5 feet 11 inches, is not the tallest Chelsea defender, but there has been no problems in defending from him. Kounde, who is just 1 inch shorter than Silva, will have no problems if he has the right mindset, if he has good position and awareness skills. I definitely think Kounde would be the first transfer of the Todd Boehly era, and I'm really excited for this. So, Blues, let's move on to the next part of the transfer video. The second player that I'll be discussing about today is Ivan Perisic from Inter Milan. There were reports in January that Chelsea were interested in signing him after Chilwell's injury and the possibility of recalling Emerson from his loan at Olympique Lyon deemed difficult. The only option Chelsea had at left wing back was Alonso. So there were reports that Chelsea would be in the market for a backup left wing back and Perisic would be the ideal fit for it. But it looks like Chelsea have missed out on him yet again. I think Chelsea were hoping once his contract ends up in June 2022, they would be able to sign him for free. There are reports that he has signed a 2-year deal with Tottenham. Am I too sad that we have lost out on Perisic? No, I definitely think there are better left wing back options still available in the market. One such player that I think would fit right in at Chelsea would be Mark Cucurella from Brighton. He is a player who has really impressed me, and I'm really looking forward to see him at Chelsea. There are few factors which were against Perisic. First of all, his age. He is 33 years old, so he's not turning any younger. And his affiliations with Conte, his previous coach at Inter Milan, would definitely make it difficult for Chelsea to sign him. And with Chelsea still under sanctions, it was impossible for Chelsea to sign a player. So let's not be too sad that we have missed out on him, and let's just be hopeful that we'll sign a better player in the coming days of the transfer window. So, Bruce, the last transfer target that I'll be discussing today is none other than our midfield general, N'Golo Kante. There are certain reports which are flying around that Chelsea might look to offload either Jorginho or Kante this summer in search of a new midfielder, but I think there's not much substance to it. But anyway, let's jump onto Twitter and see what journalists have to say on this. Let's look at what the journalists have to say regarding Kante. The Twitter account that we'll be referring to is known as Absolute Chelsea, and this is also another massive Twitter Chelsea account. And these guys also give out credible Chelsea rumors and transfer news. So let's read what they have to say. Manchester United are interested in signing N'Golo Kante this summer. However, as it stands, it seems unlikely Chelsea would be willing to sell. This bit of information is via Jacob Steinberg, who is a reputed journalist. Also, Chelsea would like a commanding midfielder. However, it is expected that they would prefer to make space by selling Jorginho instead of N'Golo Kante. If we go back to Pice's tweet, we can see that Tuchel wants N'Golo Kante to stay, but his sale has been discussed for weeks since his contract is up in 2023. Tuchel is aware he could be sold. This is by Plenty Gold. So, guys, as we can see, there are conflicting reports about Kante. There are few reports that are mentioning that the decision to sell Kante has already been made, and others saying that it is unlikely that Kante would be sold. Personally, I think it's a very tough decision for me to choose between Jorginho and Kante. I mean, Kante on his day is the best defensive midfielder in the world, but the current season has been really bad for him. Too many injuries and too many misplaced passes. And Jorginho, on the other hand, cannot get a starting spot in the starting 11 when both Kante and Kovacic are playing. Another problem is both of them have just 1 year left in the contract, so there is a big possibility that we could lose both for free next summer, which I think Chelsea would definitely not be hoping for. If I had to choose between one, it's really difficult for me to. I cannot choose. I really hope we can keep both of them. Let me know in the comment section whom would you choose between Jorginho and Kante, and what reason would you have for that. Hi guys, the last bit of news that I want to give you guys is not related to transfers. It's related to the Chelsea sale. There is some good and bad news that I want to give you guys. So let's jump onto Twitter one last time. I would like to show you the club statement that was released by Chelsea yesterday. The following statement has been published. Chelsea Football Club can confirm that a final and definitive agreement was entered into last night to sell the club to the Todd Bowley/Clearlake Capital Consortium. It is expected that the transaction will be completed on Monday. The club will update further at that time. And if we jump on Twitter, we can see the last message that Roman has given to his fans. The ownership of this club comes with great responsibility. Since I came to Chelsea nearly 20 years ago, I have witnessed firsthand what this club can achieve. My goal has been to ensure that the next owner has a mindset that will enable success for the men's and women's team, as well as the will and the drive to continue developing other key aspects of the club, such as the academy and the vital work of Chelsea Foundation. He goes on to say that on basis of this sale, that as a result of our joint successes, millions of people will now benefit from the new charitable foundation which has been established. This is the legacy which we have created together. The main highlight that I take from this message was this particular thing. It has been an honor of a lifetime to be part of this club. I would like to thank all the club's past and current players, staff, and of course fans for these incredible years. Thank you, Roman. I would like to say a big thank you to Ruben Abramovich and for the things that he has done at Chelsea. To think of it, he bought Chelsea for 140 million in 2003, and in these 19 years, we have literally won every competition that we have participated in. You name it, we have it. Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, and the recent even Club World Cup. We have won it all under him. He was the best owner any club could ask for. But as you guys know, under the current events which are happening in the world, it was impossible for him to operate as the owner. So it was necessary for him to sell the club. And I think as one era ends, era begins for Todd. I do believe we need to give Todd our full support and be optimistic that he will do great things for Chelsea too. Some of the initial things which I expect from Todd are to completely back Tuchel in the transfer market. I need him to make two or three marquee signings for us because we know Tuchel is not an ordinary coach. He coached the same side which was struggling in the 10th position under Lampard, and we won our second Champions League under him, which definitely marks him as an elite coach. The one thing at Abramovich which I didn't like was he never trusted managers for too long. As soon as one manager kept losing games, they would sack him and hire an next one. And even though this change guaranteed us trophies, there was never a good connection between the fans and managers. There are only a few managers which I can think of which were really well linked with the club. I can think of Mourinho, Ancelotti, but even Di Matteo because he won the Champions League. But I do believe there needs to be some change in the way we hire managers and the way the club makes the connection between the fans and the manager. And with Tuchel, I am rest assured that we are in safe hands. So let's see what happens in this transfer market, and let's hope that Todd Bowley completely backs Tuchel. So, Blues, that's all I had to discuss in today's transfer talk video. This video might have turned out to be a bit long, but I really wanted to give my detailed analysis on all the players that I discussed today. Before leaving, I would like to request you guys to give this video a like and click on the subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on your bell notifications so you won't miss out on my future uploads. Until next time, take care, Blues, and see you soon. Bye.